So Google is bucking tradition a bit today with the introduction of two new Nexus phones. We've got the Nexus 5X here in a really kind of strikingly pretty robin's egg blue, and the Huawei-made Nexus 6P. We only got one Nexus device last year, so let's dive in and see what these two bring to the table. So Google very much considers these two devices to be siblings, so let's start with the little brother, the Nexus 5X. As far as what they've got in common, it extends quite a bit farther than you might think, starting with the camera. Both have a 12.3 megapixel rear-facing camera with a much smaller, I believe it's 1.55 microns is the size of the pixels, which means they're both excellent at picking up photons in low light. So this should be a great improvement. Just below that, we also do have a fingerprint sensor, which is baked very deeply into Android 6.0 Marshmallow. We do have that on both devices. It's called Nexus Imprint. It does work quite a bit faster than most other fingerprint sensors we've seen on other Android devices. Not as fast as we've seen on the iPhone 6S, but that actually turns out to be a good thing. It takes about a fraction of a second to unlock and dive right in. There we go. We do also have a 5.2-inch screen here, making it significantly more pocketable. Really, really nicely saturated display, really snappy performance. We do have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 thrumming away inside here, along with 2 gigabytes of RAM. So the Nexus 5X is, in just about every way that matters, a dramatic improvement over the original LG Nexus 5. You'll be able to get yours starting in October, but you can pre-order today. The 16 gigabyte model will set you back $379. So in the days leading up to the event, probably the biggest question mark was the black bar, and it obviously hides the 12.3 megapixel camera and a dual tone flash, but there's more to it than just that. Next to the flash, you can barely see it, is the laser autofocusing module to help you get really, really quick focus on your subjects. And then the rest of the black bar is basically used as an opening point. It covers up a hole in the rest of the metal chassis where Google and Huawei have stuck coils and antennas for NFC and GPS. It's a weird looking touch, but from an engineering standpoint, it is quite impressive. So hopefully it works as well as everyone says it does. Again, we also have the Nexus Imprint fingerprint scanner directly below that. And probably the one thing you'll notice first picking up the Nexus 6P is really just how incredibly thin it is. The Nexus 6 from last year was a bit cumbersome, a little unwieldy, and just a bit big for most people's hands. They've got a 5.7-inch display here running at Quad HD no less, rather than the 6-inch screen on the Nexus this last year. And not only is it tremendously comfortable and light, the screen is actually quite gorgeous as well. We've got really nicely saturated colors. Thrumming away inside this device is a Snapdragon 810, and along with 3 gigabytes of RAM. It's a truly top-tier spec sheet, and something that should provide a lot of power and a lot of pleasure once you start playing with these things when they're available again in October.